Hello, big dreamers. Katie Rhines, your registered dietitian, is here. I'm so excited to help you out. So, you're constipated. This is definitely the most common complaint I get from all my patients and clients. Don't worry, you're not alone. The majority of America, unfortunately, is constipated. And you know what? Let's do something about it. Just that little bit of constipation actually is compounding a lot of issues in your health and in your life. So let's start discussing it. Did you know that your gut houses a majority of your immune cells? And that makes sense because, like, if you think about it, our intestine, our GI tract, is it's basically open to the outside world from our mouth to our anus. And we need a really strong defense system along this tract. And I don't know if you've heard these numbers, but the amount of microbiota and microbacteria that's like our gut, like our small intestine, is basically all these tiny, tiny, tiny little hairs. And every single hair that's lining our digestive tract to help absorb things is just full of bacteria and microbiota that is just eating away at stuff and like helping us digest food and creating short chain fatty acids. And it's really, really incredible how much bacteria is in our bodies right now. It's insane. So let's dive into this. I want to talk a little bit about the different macronutrients. So there's three forms of ways that we get energy from food: protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So protein and fat don't make it to the small intestine or the colon. Protein gets digested and absorbed in the stomach with our hydrochloric acid. It really gets broken down up in the stomach. And same with refined carbohydrates too, like simple sugars and white bread. That's not going to make it down to the colon because it doesn't have any fiber. The only way that we can get fiber to feed all of that bacteria in our gut that houses all of those immune cells, that leads to, like, if we're not feeding our gut bacteria. Sorry, I'm jumping around a lot here, but hopefully it all comes together. When we're not feeding our gut bacteria with fiber from plant foods, there's no fiber in eggs, milk, meat, anything from an animal. It does not have any fiber. Fiber is from the bran and the germ and the endosperm of our grains. It's in vegetables, fruits, starches, beans, great fiber. And I can talk about gassiness in a minute. Let me finish a thought. There's so much I want to say in this video. Oh my goodness. If we're not eating these sources of fiber, our gut bacteria is going to get really, really hungry. First of all, we're going to get constipated for sure. We're super backed up and nothing's coming out and we're oh my gosh, compacted. But our gut bacteria is feed me please. So it starts eating the mucin, which is the mucus lining of your GI tract, of your intestine, aka leaky gut. This causes a lot of issues. Being constipated, you'll be oh, I'm just a little constipated, whatever. This can also lead to diverticulosis, which can lead to diverticulitis. Diverticulosis is polyps and outpouchings in your intestines from pushing so hard and being super constipated. And this leads to a lot of autoimmune diseases and issues like ulcerative colitis and Crohn's. Definitely low fiber diet issues. What else? Those are pretty much the big ones that are a lot more common than you think. Working in the hospitals throughout my dietetic internship, I saw a lot of diverticulosis issues. And there's so many people taking fiber supplements nowadays, and honestly all you need is more vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds in your diet. And I want to say too, especially with the beans, when you are increasing your fiber intake, I would say start slow, because if you all of a sudden dump a ton of fiber in your body, you may get a little backed up, you may not be used to it, and your gut bacteria might be super rumbly, maybe you'll experience diarrhea, maybe you'll have some kind of detox symptoms. Because this fiber, not only is it feeding your gut bacteria, but it's drawing out toxins from your body. It's drawing out the excess cholesterol from your body. It's helping to balance out your blood sugars. Fiber does so much for us. And studies show too that the healthiest, longest living centenarians and people on earth, they've taken in like upwards of 200 grams of fiber a day, whereas the average American takes in only 15 grams of fiber a day, which is like not enough fiber. We really need to be eating more fiber. So if you're constipated, you're probably eating too much protein, too much fat, not enough plant foods, not enough wholesome carbohydrates, okay? So really take a look at your diet. And when I say go slow, like, let's not get overwhelmed about it. Let's just see where can we add in some beans in our diet? Where can we add in some fruit? What's something that's doable for you to start off slow and have it not be super, super overwhelming. And there's lots of different kinds of fiber too, like soluble fiber, the fiber that forms a gel in oats and chia seeds. Really, really, really incredible for lowering your cholesterol. But there's so much more I want to talk about here, like probiotics. Taking a probiotic supplement is really just a raindrop in the swimming pool. We really need to focus on prebiotics, which are the fibers. So probiotics are the bacteria themselves. Prebiotics are the foods and the fibers that feed the probiotics in our gut, the good gut bacteria. We should be really focusing on feeding our good gut bacteria instead of just trying to take a supplement and thinking that's going to do the trick, because without feeding it, they're just going to die off and we're not going to have good gut bacteria, and you're going to have inflammation and candida and lots of issues. So inflammation, like that word gets thrown around a lot and it's a little confusing. I don't know if I want to like super get into it, but basically something's going on in your body and cytokines and inflammatory factors are released to help with this. It's basically like your immune system, a lot of those cells are in the gut. And when something's off, like if you don't have enough good gut bacteria, then yeah, your body's going to release like a inflammatory response to make up for this issue. Okay, does that make sense? Like that's basically a really, really broad way of saying it. And yeah, a little bit of inflammation can be a good thing, like when you're exercising or something like that. But when it's like this chronic immune reaction in your gut, and then this inflammation, oh, did I mention like celiac disease? And like there's a lot of things going on right now that I fully 100% believe, based on the research and the experience that I've had healing people of these things, is that it's really just a fiber deficiency. If somebody asks you, where do you get your protein? You should throw it back at them. Where do you get your fiber? When was the last time you took a really nice dump? If you have a magazine in your bathroom, you do not eat enough fiber. Yeah, so what else do I want to say? So yeah, there's like, please do not be afraid of fruit. Do not be afraid of starch. These foods are combined with water and fibers and antioxidants and phytochemicals that are really just going to help prevent and reverse disease long term and help you feel really, really good. Okay, let's circle back to bloating and gas. Yeah, this is actually just caused by us not consistently eating enough fiber. Obviously, it would make sense that if you don't have good gut bacteria in your gut and then all of a sudden you dump some resistant starch from beans in there, you're going to have some rumbling, some gas formed, your body's not going to be able to handle it. And you're going to blame the beans for being super gassy and think that something's wrong with you, which is not the truth. I think that it takes time. Maybe start out with like 2 tablespoons of beans every day and slowly increase it to get your gut bacteria fed and to slowly regrow your microbiota in there. And make sure to drink plenty of water. I'd say drink about a cup or 2 of water like 15 minutes before you eat a meal, and try not to drink during your meals so that you don't dilute your digestive juices and really have everything lubricated and ready for you to eat your meal, and not to confuse thirst with hunger, because that can happen as well. Yeah, also bloating and gas, if you're eating too fast, if you're really stressed out and you eat too much too quickly, that can definitely cause bloating and gas as well. So, but really, honestly, it's usually because your gut is not used to the amount of fiber that you should be eating, and it's important to stick to eating more, okay? And yeah, I think I'm gonna close it out there. And last thing I want to say, yeah, like, let's save the world, people. Save yourself, save the world, feel better, feel lighter, transition to a whole foods, plant-based diet. Even if you do decide to eat a little bit of animal products, please increase the wholesome plant foods in your diet. It's the best thing you can do for your body. It's the best thing you can do for the planet. And I really, really hope that you can take a deep breath, thank the universe, thank God, whatever you want to say, for everyone, everything that made this miracle of the food on your plate happen, and that it's going to nourish every single cell in your body, protect your DNA, protect your cell membranes, reverse disease, and have you feeling so energized so that you can jazz up everybody else in your life and pursue what you want to pursue with our time here, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Hit me up on Instagram or comment below at vitamin.katie, K-A-T-I-E on Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know your questions. I hope that you start eating more fiber and, being constipated is no fun and you don't have to be constipated, okay? Let's eat some more fiber. You got this. Let me know how it goes. Bye.